Okay, everybody, I'm going to take you on a little bit of a video journey here, just to kind of give you a vision of what I'm seeing. I am located over in Ooltewah. This is some new construction that is taking place over here. There are going to be quite a few brand new business leasing areas here, and then I'm on the outskirts of I believe this is Integra Hills and apartment community. These are luxury apartment complexes located over here in Ooltewah, heading into Collegedale. These are brand new. They've been up about a year. There are 278 units in this first section, and then you have Integra Hills Preserve, which we're going to be passing right now. And these are a little bit higher end apartments. Same exact company owns both of these. But there's another about 300 units in there, so close to 600 units. We are now leaving out of here, heading down the road. This intersects with Apison Pike, Little Debbie Parkway. If you take a left here, you would be heading toward the entrance to Little Debbie, but we're going to take a right on Apison Pike, and I want to show you what they're doing. This used to be a 2-lane road. It still is. They're doing construction now. In the next 5 years, it is projected that Chattanooga is going to grow about 25,000 people out in this area, between here in Collegedale, Ooltewah, and over toward Highway 58 in Chattanooga, due to the expansion partly of Volkswagen and some of the other corporations that are moving into that area, such as Amazon. They're widening all of these roads. You'll see construction taking place, just massive construction on either side of the road. There's a brand new park up here on my left. Ball fields and everything are going up over here. They're widening this road to 4 lanes. It will include a center lane and walkways. But the main thing I want you to notice is the amount of multi-site housing, luxury multi-site housing that's going in out here. They are building like crazy. There, on this road alone, there are 4 new apartment complexes going in with an average of 300 to 350 units per complex. I just went in and visited the owners of this one on my left right here. We're going to take a drive up in here just to kind of let you see what this is. This is called The Village, and it's located right here on Apison Pike in the corner of Meridian. This is The Village. It is just started in May, and it is just now July. They're planning on having this facility completely open and ready to go by the end of August, 1st of September. There are 297 units going to be available here. It'll have a dog park, 1, 2, and 3 bedroom apartment complexes. There'll be pools, clubhouses, several different things out here available. But as you can see, this is what we're looking at. They have attached garages and detached garages. These again are just really nice apartments. They're planned for folks that are going to be moving to this area because of the industry. My question is, whose responsibility is it going to be to see these folks come to know Jesus Christ? According to some of the latest polls, we understand that about 85% of people that live in multi-site housing are unchurched. And the reason behind that is this: they build these communities and they have everything. They have workout facilities, they'll have pools, outdoor cabanas with grills that can be used at any time, internet cafes. They have community events for the families to be involved in. They literally create a sense of community inside these facilities. Now, they may work just down the road from where they live, and then they get to come home to somewhat of a resort type living. And these folks go to work, they work long, hard hours, they come back home, and they live and exist and do life with people in these different communities. And they basically are not going to drive 20 some odd miles, 30 miles across town to go to church. If you notice here, right here on the left, coming soon, luxury community living, right there. They're going to be building 2 new sections right here on my left, apartment complexes. So that's going to be 2 more that are very similar to the Integra Hills. We're going to go just around the corner here, and on the left you will see another area of apartments that are going to go up. Folks, they're building these homes because they're anticipating a mass exodus of people coming into this area from Chattanooga because their jobs are transitioning to Volkswagen. They're wanting to live over in this area, but they're also anticipating new people from out of town and out of state coming to live here. There's lots of land for sale. There are going to be restaurants. I just talked to the owners of one of the complexes a while ago. Multiple businesses and restaurants are going to be building out here. This is going to be a very fast growing area, and for churches and church planting in particular, this is the place that you want to be right now, is to get in on the ground, the startup for this. We want to see these people coming to Christ, developing disciples who make disciples. Here's the other one right here on the left. You'll see up on that hill, right? I'm not sure if you can tell, but right there on that hill to the left, there's a big red sign up there. They're going to be building 2 more large complexes up there. This is Appleton Pike that will cross over Highway 175. We're right here on the intersection of a major interstate here in Chattanooga. Interstate 175. If you go right across this interstate, you run into Volkswagen Drive. I'm going to show you how quickly we can be at Volkswagen and over at Amazon. But again, these people live in these apartment complexes. They've developed community, and they're not going to drive all the way across town to come to my church. Instead, we need to be bringing the church to them through home-based Bible studies, through making disciples who make disciples, and virally infecting this city with the gospel of Jesus Christ, changing lives, seeing the gospel spread through home groups, through discipling people, and through church planting. Already in driving through this city and other areas, some of my lead team has already identified about 13 different locations where churches could be planted. You may say, well, why does Chattanooga need a new church? We have over 340 Protestant churches in Chattanooga. Well, here's why. There's about 360,000 people living in Chattanooga, and according to the 2012 census, which, by the way, did not include the growth of Volkswagen or Amazon, 172,500 people marked on their census that they had no affiliation with any such denomination or church. No affiliation. In other words, they didn't go to church at all. They possibly are not Christians, most likely are not believers. And that's in the middle of the Bible Belt, people. That's where it's morally correct to be part of a church. So of the other 230,000 some odd people that marked on their census form that they did have an affiliation with a local church, how many of those people are actually Christ followers? That number is staggering. It's the thing that keeps me up at night. It's the thing that I can't sleep over, because potentially there's over 200,000 people at best. There's 200,000 people here in Chattanooga that do not know Jesus Christ. And again, right now we're coming into Volkswagen. Here's the entrance to the plant. So we're about 1.5 miles from where I just showed you all of those apartment complexes going. We're going to keep driving down this road, and you'll see the entrance to Amazon as well. But over here to my right, if you'll notice, is the large Volkswagen plant. They're extending this plant out. Volkswagen is now not only going to be making the Passat, but they're also going to be making a smaller utility vehicle in the next year, which is going to expand the plant. But again, there's such a vast array of people in Chattanooga that do not know Jesus Christ, and of our churches, how many of them are actually connecting with their community? Many of us have plateaued and declined. The reason we've plateaued and declined is because we focused inwardly on ourselves and we're not reaching out to our communities. There may be a handful of people in our churches that are doing that, but for the vast majority of our churches, we are looking inward to ourselves and worried more about what's in it for us, what we like and dislike, and we are failing to put others' needs ahead of our own. If you'll look up here on my left, right up here, we're going to come around this corner and you will see the very, very large plant for Amazon. This plant is also going to be expanding in the coming years. But anyhow, these churches are desperately needed. I know there's a lot of pastors in Chattanooga that say we don't need another church. Well, I would beg to differ. If Chattanooga is going to reach the 200,000 people that are currently lost and in need of a Savior, then each of our Protestant churches are going to have to run well over 1,000 people each to be able to do that. And the fact of the matter is, we're not. We're failing in that area. And we need churches that are going to connect with their community and share the authentic gospel. And that's what I'm hoping to be able to see us do. I hope you would share with me in this vision of planting churches. My hope is that we would begin in some of these multi-site housing developments. They are everywhere. And there's so many people that are unchurched living in these apartment complexes that are in desperate need of a Savior. Would you pray with me on this? Thank you so much.